Ahoy and welcome to this week. It is day 3 of the trip, which is actually, I was thinking about it before, only about the 6th day I've ever sailed a boat realistically on my own, which is a bit odd. Anyway, the plan is to go from Cawsands to St. Mawes up the River Fal, I think it is. Enough from this guy, let's go and see the other guy in the past. Ahoy there, ready to start day 3, technically day 4. I'm just Cawsands Bay. Queen's Gambit. Yeah, terrible night's sleep. Well, no, it was good. When I was asleep, I was fast asleep. But I made the mistake of falling asleep at like 8:30 and woke up at 3 AM, then I was awake till 6, then got my head down again till about 8. But yeah, tiring this sailing malarkey, especially on your own. Off to Falmouth today, not sure where, either try and pick up the visitor buoys in St. Mawes, possibly. If we can't get one there that's the right depth, then pick up one of the ones in Falmouth itself. I keep hearing water. I'm going to investigate this. Yeah, it's okay. It's just water swishing through the water trap thing that's in there in the cockpit locker before it goes out the exhaust. Whew, that's all right. I would love to sail off the anchor, but if the 360 worked last night, you'll see that it took me a couple of times to set it, and hauling the anchor up is a chore. And it takes longer than I would like, so I'm going to be drifting as soon as it comes off the seabed. So I may get Queen's Gambit to go first because they're sort of downwind of me, and that gives me time then to put the anchor to bed and just bob along. There's not much wind, but yeah, that's the plan. Should be a beam reach, 10 to 12 knots all day. A little bit of rain forecast later, but it'll be right. The engine has burnt probably 100 mils of oil in 20 hours, which I'm happy with that. It's probably a 30-year-old engine. Yeah. At the risk of sounding positive, all good in the hood. Unfortunately, I left my 360 camera on all night up at the anchor because I was so tired I forgot to turn it off and bring it in, so I've got no battery. Honestly, one day when I grow up I might be alright at this YouTube stuff. Yeah, gorgeous little place. The guys on phone again, every time. The guys on Queen's Gambit went ashore last night. I've not actually spoken to them for any length of time this morning, so I don't know if they got drunk or had a meal or whether they just did some vitillage. But yeah, I'm sure I'll find out. Right. Don't know what time it is. I'm setting off at 11 anyway. See you in a bit. So I've just pulled the anchor up to the chain. Then once Queen's Gambit's gone, I'll hoist the chain in the anchor and I'll just drift off that way. Got loads of sea room. I'll get everything set up here while I'm drifting and then get on my way. That's the plan. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But we'll see. All you're probably going to see in this shot is my arse crack, so I probably won't even end up using it. 5 or 4 minutes. Oh. Right, we can go somewhere now. Oh shit. I'll just come back in. Alright, we're away. There's Cawsands over there. We're going to come down. Don't know if you can make out the port lateral buoy out there. We're going to take that to starboard. Obviously because they're from seaward, aren't they? So it's the opposite way if you're coming out. A few little dudes out and about, little fishing boat, wants to do a head-on with me. Changed course 3 times to get out of his way, but, you know, change back. Yeah, glorious. As I say, not a bad night. Bit rolly, but I like that. Don't mind it at all. All good in the hood. So I'll put you back on when we get in the sails up, just after we get around the headland. There's the old port buoy. I have this gentleman approaching from this side. I am the stand-on vessel, even though I'm under motor. It looks like he will probably pass ahead of me. We'll see. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he got his toe down and went in front. There's no point in sort of slowing all the way down if he knows he can clear me. And let's be honest, does it really matter if I have to change course a little bit under motor? You know, we're all friends here. I do get to play in his wash though a little bit. That's fantastic. Frigging boats, man, they're awesome. I don't know why people don't like motorboats. I love motorboats as well. I just love boats. It's good, aren't they? They go in the sea and stuff. Anyway, I should really be concentrating on standing up here. In a sec. I promise at some point I will get a video of me putting the sails up. But at the minute I'm just like, oh, this will be a good opportunity to get the sails up. I'd better get the sails up. And then I go and get the sails up and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'll do a YouTube. Yeah, so sorry, I forgot. But we're up. We may be as tight as we want to be to the wind, but we may be heading 5 or 8 degrees south of our desired course. But I would rather do this because, you know, set up, hands free, not doing anything. Boat sailing herself at 6.5 knots. Easy street. I'd rather do this and have to motor an extra half hour at the end to make some north, or the wind might change or anything. You don't know what's going to happen in like 8 hours time. So I'd rather be sailing this section and just not pointing exactly where I want to go than motoring the whole way. So yeah, just settling in. I'm going to roll a fag. I've switched the batteries over, I've switched the engine off. I think we're good. I might have a play with sheet to tiller steering in a bit, so I'll film that for you, because you'll be learning as well as I do, because I ain't got a clue. Or some of you will, some of you know it. But yeah, glorious. There's some land. Basically, if I keep the land on my right, I'll probably get back to where I were going. Queen's Gambit's over there. They're having trouble with their headsails. They keep getting birds' nest in the furlers, so something's not set up quite right, but the guy's on there, he's super experienced, and they've got 3 bodies on there, so there's nothing I can do. That's sort of the deal, isn't it? Sort of, if I get in the shit, there's 3 of them, so they can help me out if they get in the shit. Not really much I can do because I'm trying to sail a boat on my own, so I'm sure they'll be fine. We've got a listening watch on the radio anyway, so if they need anything they'll give me a shout. Right, I'll be back in a bit. The wind's died, I'll change direction and everything else. Like a pair of camera crews. That's why you came, isn't it? So what I'm doing is just an experiment. I'm steering the boat using the main sheet only, not touching the tiller. But if we start to luff up like we are a little bit now, if I let the main go a bit, we'll start to bear away. Like that. I can just balance the boat and make it go where I want just by moving the main in and out a little bit. Sort of depowers it and lets the headsail bring the head round. Or you can tighten it up, you'll look up sort of thing like that. So I'm just steering using the main sheet. Once she's balanced and alright, you can actually just lock it off and she'll just sit there. It's all good fun, it's all learning. I'm paranoid to hell about dropping these cameras in the water. This is my entire livelihood. I should put some string on them really. But yeah, it's just champagne, man. You can see she barely leaves a wake in the water. You wouldn't know she was here, apart from obviously when we're knocking all the water. But bloody beautiful, man. Queen's Gambit have just informed me that they are now in neutral, which means race on, which means, in the true spirit of what this boat was designed for, I am now going to go and steal their wind without crashing into them. This isn't irresponsible. It's not. I'm hunting them down. He knows it as well. I'll have your wind, thank you. There we go. Have a bit of luff. And they are now in my thingy. I won the race. No, she's alright. But then I've said that we're quitting the racing because it's far too stressful and I want to be able to just relax and set everything up nice and easy like it is now. So when I was racing I was doing maybe 7 and a bit, and now I'm down to between 5.5 and 6 sort of thing. So I've basically lost a knot of boat speed, but I don't need to be on the tiller. I'm not constantly trying to keep it on the edge of luffing up, we're just away a little bit. Plus, of course, the faster you go into the wind, the further around your apparent wind angle comes, so the more you've got to bear away. And we want to actually be over there somewhere, so there's no point me speeding up and bearing away more that way, because our VMG, distance being, velocity being good, wouldn't be any better. So if I was pointing in the direction we wanted to go, then that'd be a good bit of fun. But we're not, so I'm not. Just chilling out. But one race in the bag. We have a friend, fishing trawler heading towards us. Beam trawler, I think they're called. Can you even see that? Beam trawler. So right in front of him, he'll pass by our stern. No AIS on, Kel Surprise. Yeah. Things are looking glorious. All good in the hood. Just keeping hand on tiller just for the time being, just in case she decides to round up and scare him. You even see it? So frigging cool, I love boats. Probably looks dead far, well it is quite far away, it's a good 250 metres away, something like that. Looks cool. I realise that this is just a lot of me sitting in the cockpit talking to the camera, but basically all I'm doing all day is sitting in the cockpit, so not really much to say. So this is where I am. You can see it. The blue line is where I want to go, the black line is where I'm going. So the reason for that is, when the wind dies down, the apparent wind angle effectively moves around because of my speed through the wind. So when the gusts come up, the boat turns up into the wind, because it's actually the same angle towards the wind, it's just that the apparent wind angle moves away because the wind's stronger relative to my boat speed. I probably haven't explained that well at all, but basically when the wind dies, like it just has, I end up pointing towards France. And when it fills in again, which I hope it will soon, I end up pointing towards Falmouth. Yeah, it is what it is. It's all getting a bit busy, the wind's picked up. I have a very large ship on a constant bearer with me, with the closest point of approach of 7 metres, and I can't get any more to windward to give him to pass port to port. I fired the engine up just in case. Really what I'm looking for him to do is sort of for him to turn to starboard some more and let me pass down his port side, but he's just maintaining his course, which isn't useful. So I'll get to within 4 or 5 minutes out and then I'll put it in gear. I don't know if you'll be able to see him or not. 10 metres. He's showing no sign of altering course. So back. What a hero! He's changed course. So we're going to pass starboard to starboard. He must have figured out that I was struggling to get port to port. Yeah, absolute legend. Fare ye well, wandering star, and your wonderful, magnificent helmsman. Wit star, not wandering star. Legends. Yeah, I'm going to leave the engine ticking over for a little bit, charge the batteries. I should hopefully be able to put in a tack later, tack straight into Falmouth, so I won't be using the engine a lot to get in and onto a mooring buoy. So it's probably best that I run the engine a little bit now, then I've got some battery for tonight, which is fine. Lovely jubbly. I mean, I could drop the headsail and just sort of motor north a little bit and... No, sod it. This is grim. You're beating into this short, steep swell. It's not big, it's just like every 2 seconds. So every like few waves, it just comes right over the boat, pees me wet through. I can't make any ground to windward hardly. It's just an absolute slog. But a couple of hours, I should be in the pub because I am going ashore tonight. Trying to go over there. But I'm going over there. Bloody boats, eh? Who'd have them? Yeah, batteries are charged, we're back under sail. I can't get anywhere near I want to go yet, so I'm going to have to go back past Falmouth and then tack up into it. Can't get the tacking angle, simple as. And my little girl ain't that good at motoring into a head sea either, so is what it is. Should get there maybe 7:30, which gives me 2 hours of daylight still. The other guys have been motor sailing all day, which has allowed them to pinch like an extra 20 degrees on me, putting them right up in the entrance to Falmouth, whereas I'm sort of 3 miles south of it, something like that. That's about as tight as I can get. My angle is a black line there. Yeah, so I need to get Falmouth at 90 degrees off my beam and then I can tack up into it basically. Yeah. Alternatively, I could just go closer into the shore over there and motor. Stand by. I am done for the day. I tacked, but I didn't go far enough, so I wasn't going to get the angle to get in. I was still pointing over here somewhere, so sod it. Don't carry the engine around for nothing, so it's going to earn its money today. It can take me in, because I'm not putting another tack in. I'm not spending another 3 hours doing 2 knots. We're motoring on in, boys and girls and everything in between, into a head sea. I wonder if I'm going to get boarded. That is a cool looking ship. Like a little mini warship. I've done it again. I put the sail down without filming it. It's so, I'm gonna have to jinx it. It's so much easier on this boat than the last boat with the stack pack. Literally just ditch the halyard, go up to the mast, just speed them in, quit the front one and you're done. Lift up the topping lift, boom. I promise tomorrow I will record some more things of me actually doing stuff. The trouble is, I'm so sort of concentrating and doing stuff, and once I make a decision to do it, I just do it instead of thinking, oh, I'll set up this camera so people can see me doing it. Yeah, so that's what's happened. But we're all good. Beautiful day, bit chilly now. St Mawes is over there somewhere. We're going to pick up a mooring buoy. I have a nice little fishing boat chasing me. You'll have seen the border force guys go past. That was awesome. She wouldn't look far away on this camera, but it was actually quite close. It was cool. Yeah, all good in the hood. Mooring buoy tonight, and ashore for maybe a shower, definitely a pint. Whew, what a day. When you don't think you're the coolest car in the parking lot, and then these guys show up. Wow. You probably can't see them. I'll try and zoom in on my phone. Wow. They're snazzy, aren't they? Right, I'm going to do stuff, mate. This is some Mawes over here. I'm going to pick up one of these mooring buoys, hopefully. First time, no drama. Don't want to jinx it though. This is always next time. And you're only as good as your last cock up. I don't even know if I've done this right. Let's shut this off first. I'll be back in a bit. I need to sit down. Oh no, I have done it right because it's the same as everybody else's with the actual chain up. I didn't want to show it you and then everybody go, no, that's fucking stupid, you don't do that. So yeah, buoy, thing, chain on the doodad, made that off as well, yada yada. Ideally I should remove my anchor and put it through the anchor roller, but I'm not. Yeah, so put the sail to bed. General faffery. Might as well talk about the day before the sun goes down, hadn't I? Tiring, semi-stressful. I think the harbour master's coming, so I've got to go. I'll tell you in a bit before the sun goes down. But what actually happened was that the harbour master was also a water taxi. So I got in the water taxi, went to the Victory Inn, which was fantastic, and got drunk. Had an argument with some guy who threw water over Dave's dog. And the whole town revolted against this holidaymaker in this flat who was throwing water over a dog because he was barking. It was quite funny, actually. Yeah, and then dinged back to the boat at night. Had a really good night. We actually spent a couple of days in St. Mawes waiting for weather and tides to be right to get around the Lizard, which is next week's video. That was interesting, to say the least. Yeah, it's probably just best to sign it off here. It was a good day. That was actually 2 weeks ago as I sit here filming this, and it'll be another 2 weeks until you see it, so I won't remember what's gone on by then, as I barely do now. Yeah, checking off the days. Don't forget, this is only the third day I've ever sailed a boat. Sorry, the third day I've ever sailed this boat, really, apart from a bit of messing around in Weymouth Harbour. And only the 6th day I've ever sailed any boat. So, you know, we're getting there slowly but surely. I might even have some experience by the time I get back. Right, I'll have to change the channel name if I get any good at it, won't I? Anyway, bye.